Well, this is Pops, and I am a massive Daredevil fan, so I want nothing more than to see this show succeed. And during the writer's strike in the fall, there was a major shakeup with people being fired and all sorts of restructuring and things like that. The long 18 episode or so rumored season was put on hiatus while they purged out the original showrunners and writers and everything like that. And now we've got news that we're getting some of the original cast from the Netflix show back again to join Charlie Cox and obviously Vincent D'Onofrio. Um, so now we have another. This is the latest. Bullseye is back. Now this actually, I'm going to leave the deadline up because they had a nice photo to work from. This actually was broken by comicbook.com. They had a little interview with Vincent D'Onofrio as well. D'Onofrio. Easy for me to say, right? But it's a massive change. It's the Punisher writer, Dario Scartapane. He's going to be the new showrunner. You have Moon Knight creators Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead over there as well. So, quote, the amount of episodes keeps fluctuating. So I really don't know the number that we got right now. It seems that there's a few shows that could work with more episodes than some that just need 8 or 6 or 10 or 6. Echo is like 5. So he sounds like he's game for more. Vincent as Kingpin is probably one of the highlights of the whole thing. So that's always good to say. But the news is that Wilson Bethel will be back as Bullseye. Benjamin Poindexter, the favorite, basically antagonist to Daredevil. Born Again is one of the few Marvel Studios projects. I'm quoting from comicbook.com. They shut down principal photography during the labor strikes. The show got a creative overhaul, sizable shakeup, and the show's release plans. So Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead will be now directing episodes. They got a new showrunner. The show will likely keep 5 to 6 episodes as already filmed instead of the original 18 episode order. Fans are more likely to expect something in the range of the original 13 episode seasons like there were on Netflix. Daredevil. Bullseye will appear in 3 episodes according to their source. Daredevil Born Again is going to be, new cast members include Sandrine Holt, Michael Gandolfini, and Margarita Levia. John Bernthal is expected to return as Frank Castle / Punisher. This is again them quoting their interview with Kingpin. I think it's definitely a new show. It's not a Netflix show. It's something new. I mean, all I can say is that Charlie, and I are not bored. We're having a great time. We have a great cast. I think everybody else is having a great time too. Charlie's one of my favorite people, and I know he comes here every day ready to knock it out of the park. So, and you know how I am. I'm totally into this part, so I'm there for the same reason. We're just really delivering a lot. It's a lot of work. Charlie's amazing because he has to do all the stunts and stuff. So he's in constant training and learning different things. But the scenes are great. I'm trying to skirt around specifics, but I can only say that it's a different show and it feels like a different show. So very clear, not going to be the dark and gritty Netflix version, if that's what you're expecting. But it is interesting to see that they actually are going to kind of keep sort of a sister world, if you will, to what was done over there, because we've already had rumors and confirmation that some of the other cast members are going to be back. Foggy and Karen Page are going to be back as well. So it's good to see some of those things kind of coming to fruition. So here's my thing. Do you even think that it's possible to see anything remotely what we would want to see? Because I'm still just not. I mean, the watered down version of what we got with Echo and getting a warning, like a violence warning, was actually just almost like silly. You know what I'm saying? I know we're gonna have Karen Page back. I got to be honest. I actually thought we were going to kill Karen Page off, but now this does bode well for the actual storyline where she basically sells out Matt's identity to Kingpin. But she's like addicted to drugs and stuff. We haven't really got that version of her, but this was the quote from the actress. This is Deborah Ann Wool. This was here. Let me change the screen for you guys. This is this is CBR just because they had a great photo. All right. And then, well, look, playing Karen Page, one of the greatest roles of my career so far. I have enormous love and respect for her, for myself, for the story that we created together. I think any iteration of Karen that comes back, if she comes back, if it's me, it's not me, it's the comic books, 50 years, whatever it is, I hope that it continues to honor her. There, that you're never just a sidekick. Wow. Okay, she's never sidekick. Like Karen Page is not a sidekick, but she's a supporting character that we don't really have to have. So let's not get carried away there, ma'am. You might not see the Karen Page story because she's having a whole TV show on her own that no one filmed. Make sure that for our characters who are not superheroes, who are not the lead fighter in that way, we could just continue to honor that they have full lives. Oh, that was such a weird, pompous thing to kind of get into. Like it's this, my character's got value, and oh my gosh, she's living her life. She's living her true self. And I know it's in the comic book, but that may not be her life. Like, oh, that was off. That was very off-putting when you read that between the lines. It's all this about care for her character or whatever. Um, Eldon Henson. This was them. This was back when they were still on the fence if they were coming back or not. We've gotten rumors and notes that they're going to be doing something very similar that they're doing with other shows. That they're just going to bring them back for probably an episode or two. I wouldn't expect them to be major players. They've already filmed 6 episodes that they're wanting to keep. So I would assume that those story arcs and those, and again, if they're doing Bullseye for 3 episodes, maybe this is going to be like different tiers of the storyline. Kingpin at the end of Echo, and you can watch my video on that if you choose to. It's really the only. Echo is basically about 10 minutes of content that's worth your time. I'm probably being generous with that. He basically is it's like I'm going to run for mayor kind of thing, like a political version of Kingpin, and the disruption of the street violence and control of all that. So to see different story arcs and things like that come into play would be interesting, and especially if there's like a downfall of Karen through some sort of crises that ties enough to Born Again. Because in the comic book, obviously, she's radically addicted and sells out Matt's identity and stuff. Can't go back on that, and it creates all sorts of chaos. So we'll see. No fan of the Daredevil version that we saw in She-Hulk. Wasn't really thrilled with the way Echo played out and basically like deconstructing Kingpin with this emotional crybaby scene that makes no sense whatsoever. Just don't have faith. Maybe you guys do. Feel free to convince me that I'm wrong. I'm wanting this show. I'm such a massive Daredevil fan. I've done uh, whole videos on issues of Frank Miller's run. I love the Born Again story arc. I think there's just great stuff to work with to Daredevil. Even the Bendis stuff, even though it's a lot more human and court drama, and some of the superhero stuff is significantly less. I really enjoy a lot of the little stories as well. So lots of great stuff to pull from. I just don't have faith that's the direction that this company wants to go. So we will see together, I suppose. But that's the latest, folks. Let me hear from you. Talk to you soon. I am Pops.
Yeah. Right?